Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Jasmine. I go by Twerkarella. So this is my first video on my thyroid journey, having hyperthyroidism. I'm gonna be going through a thyroid removal in about 2 weeks. My apologies if you kind of hear me gasping for air. But my thyroid has gotten, I don't know if anybody can see that, but my thyroid has gotten so large that it's now pressing up against my trachea, and I'm having a really hard time breathing. Walking, talking, dancing, walking around the house, just doing things around the house. Yeah, so my journey with hyperthyroidism started maybe when I was about 12. I would say maybe, 11 or 12. We started seeing a really tiny lump just forming on my neck. It was really small and not really noticeable. And I wasn't having any symptoms, but when I would get it checked out, doctors would just tell me that it was allergies, shockingly. And I was told that it was allergies a multitude of times, not just once. I was told that it was allergies when I was 14 and I got it checked out, 15. And then also I got it checked out again when I was 17, and I was also told that it was allergies. Nobody ever thought to run a blood test on me or to take extra precaution. I wasn't having any symptoms, and after, I just wanted to change my life, so I went vegan. I was vegan for about 12 years, going on 13. Around 2020, I gave birth to my second child. Right after I gave birth, I started noticing that my body, I just was feeling sick. Like, I think I went back to the hospital either the day after I got out the hospital from having him or 2 days later I went back. My blood pressure was really elevated, really achy body, just feeling nauseous and sick, headaches, and they didn't find out that it was hyperthyroidism there. They thought that it was like stuff due to childbirth. And right after that period, I noticed symptoms started to creep in, but I didn't know that there were hyperthyroidism symptoms yet. So one of my first symptoms was that I was extremely hungry. I was always hungry. I was always hungry. I was just eating everything. Like every 20 minutes I was starving. And I still have that symptom now to this day. So some of my symptoms were extreme hunger. Maybe 2 weeks later, I started getting extremely tired. And it seemed like once the extreme hunger kicked in, it took like each week there was like a new symptom. Like after the extreme hunger, everything pretty much happened really rapidly. So extremely hungry, extremely tired. I thought I was pregnant. I wasn't even really having sex with my partner, but I was maybe thinking I'm pregnant because, oh my God, like I'm tired. Then I started thinking maybe it could just be postpartum because I wasn't pregnant. So I'm like, okay, I just had a baby a few months ago. It could be postpartum. Right after that, my body just became extremely weak. I just started teaching as a dance teacher, so I noticed I couldn't move or my heart rate was super elevated all the time. So I was literally just sitting in bed hyperventilating, like it seemed like I was running mouths, but I was doing nothing but just laying in bed. I went to the doctor again and they told me that it was hypothyroidism. The doctor actually tried to give me medication. Something in my heart told me not to take it and to get a second opinion. I ended up finding another woman doctor. And I'm like, literally, I was so grateful when she came into my life because nobody could figure out what was wrong with me. And she did. She ended up, about time we figured it out, I could not walk. I couldn't pick up my baby. My apologies. So after that, my body just was extremely weak. I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't do anything. I lost my strength and mobility. My body just got so skinny and I just looked really, really sick. I was very scared at this time. I was also not able to teach anymore as well. So, and it's like to be really young, and out of nowhere, your body just have all of these symptoms. Like, it's very, very scary. So after that, we ended up finding out that it was hyperthyroidism. I started to take medication. The medication, and that was another piece that I forgot to add. Also, while I was going through this whole process, when I was going to the doctor, right before I was told that it was hyperthyroidism, and I was going through a lot of these symptoms. I was having, I could remember having like hot flashes, feeling extremely just hot and agitated and irritable, just itchy and just all these symptoms and headaches and can't sleep. So I was like kind of having those symptoms randomly sometimes. And when I spoke to another doctor after I was told it was allergies, they were telling me that I was bipolar. Do y'all hear me? Yeah, so before I was actually diagnosed with hyperthyroidism, they were diagnosing me as bipolar. Because I don't know what type of evaluation you're supposed to get as being bipolar, but they literally just went off of my symptoms and how I was telling them how I was feeling and like can't sleep and all this stuff. And like just the whole mental thing of it all, because I feel like there is a role that hyperthyroidism play. And in the beginning, I truly feel like it does play with your mind. Your hormonal imbalance, like just everything. Like I feel like it was literally draining the life out of me, and I didn't know. So now that I'm officially diagnosed as a hyperthyroidism patient, which took me a while to get here. So I got a doctor. She found out that it was hyperthyroidism. She ended up sending me to a specialist, a thyroid specialist. Thank God. She used to work for this lady, Dr. Nazar. So they ended up getting together and making a plan for me. And the medication that they had me on, I was really stable. But we noticed after maybe 2.5 years of being on medication, my health started fluctuating again. So when I would do blood tests every 6 months, just to keep an eye on the thyroid. And my health would be in really great shape, and then the next 6 months later, it would be in poor shape. And it kept fluctuating like that. So after that, we noticed that the lump was also getting bigger. So I kept going in for biopsies. I think I had maybe 6 or 7 biopsies. And they all would come back as benign. This last specialist that my thyroid specialist sent me to do another biopsy, I feel like he really knew what he was doing, because usually when I get a biopsy, they go from side to side. But this particular biopsy that I had, he went from right to left. to in the center. Hurt it a lot more, most definitely. But I feel like he knew what he was doing. And they really reassured me, him and his assistants. And when I got the results back for that, so when I got the results back for my last biopsy, it is now, it's not saying benign anymore. It's actually stating that I am 85% in the cancer percentile. So what they're gonna do is remove the thyroid because it's now pressing up against my trachea, and it's shifting my trachea sideways. So our trachea is supposed to go straight down. The lump is so big. So this is the whole lump. If you can see it, it wraps. So it goes from here down, up, and up. It's really large. Yeah, so not only do I have thyroid nodules on the right side, I have thyroid nodules on the left. The left side isn't as big, but it's still there. So there may be about like grape size on this side, but on the right side, it is really, really bad. When I seen my CT scan and my ultrasound results, this side is just the whole thyroid's fully covered. So now the doctor called me and they're like, we need to remove it almost immediately. So I got scheduled for an emergency surgery. My surgery is going to be in 2 weeks. They had to also do a vocal cord testing on me to ensure that my vocal cords won't get damaged in the process of removing my thyroid. So after the vocal cord testing, they are going to remove my thyroid on August 19th. My surgery is at 6 a.m. So after they remove my thyroid, they are going to be testing the right side once it's out, just to make sure it is not cancerous. I'm literally on my hands and feet, like praying to God that it's not, because if so, I feel like it's only going to make me more sadder, because I feel like this could have been solved a long time ago when I was a kid. But I feel like it just got overlooked, and a lot of people that I meet, a lot of them found out that they had hypo or hyperthyroidism as children. So I feel like it should be more doctors aware of thyroid problems. So once I get my thyroid removed, it will relieve the pressure from my trachea. So right now, our trachea is supposed to go straight up and down. Mine's kind of looks like a Pac-Man sign. It goes down and it's slanted because the lump is pressing in. So I have about an inch room of airway to breathe. So that's why my breathing has become really, really terrible. Like I said, the medication that they had me on is propranolol and methimazole. I believe methimazole is a beta blocker for the heart. I definitely feel like going through all of this has really taught me a lot. It most definitely has taught me a lot when it comes to thyroid problems and hormonal problems. So after I get my thyroid removed, I will now become hypothyroidism. And I just want to know like how my body will react to those symptoms. When I talk to people that have hypo, they say it's not as bad. Also, the doctor said hypo is more easier to manage than hyperthyroidism. A lot of people don't even know like how I was even dancing in this condition. Because after I got put back on medication, I did go back into teaching maybe like a year later. And I've been teaching ever since. What hyperthyroidism has done to my weight and body, I would say in the beginning, I was super muscular because I was a person who worked out all the time. And when I first got sick, I lost all of my muscle mass. I was not strong. I didn't feel strong at all. I felt very, very weak. And after that, I started slowly working back out. And I feel like it's harder to retain muscle. So that's another reason why I ended my vegan journey early 2025 was because I wasn't feeling like I was getting enough protein, even though I was eating a lot, because of, again, my condition. It causes you to eat a lot. Like, you can literally have a plate of dinner and be starving like 20 minutes later. Like, bathroom breaks are frequent. Stomach problems frequent. It's really crazy how the body works. So yeah, like hyperthyroidism, I feel like my weight fluctuates. Sometimes I feel like I'm losing weight, and then other times I feel like I'm bloated. Like, it's not even like, I just feel bloated everywhere, like just swollen. And I would notice it would happen around like here, and like especially my belly area. It would get like a bloated. Crazy enough, I also feel like, even though like my breathing has been really crazy and my heart rate's always up, for some reason it seemed like when I stopped working out and strengthening my body, my sickness would get worse if I just sat around. But also, I don't know, I just felt better working out and dancing. That's why, another reason why I haven't stopped, because I feel like it has a benefit to it. Because yeah, I feel like once I stop moving, my symptoms get worse. And I can't take it. Another symptom that I really don't like with the extreme hunger, as soon as I wake up in the morning, I have to have a piece of fruit, granola, something on the side of the bed to eat and drink when I first wake up, because I will wake up in pain. And when I first wake up, my stomach is growling and it just hurts and I feel nauseous, like I need to eat something. And then the minute I eat something, my body is just, I feel okay. Like, I feel good. I'm ready to start my day. So being hyperthyroidism, always have food around. Always have food, because you're gonna be starving. Yeah, my metabolism seems like it's very, very fast. Like I said, I'm hungry literally every 20 minutes. Sometimes I'm full, but then other times it's like my body still needs a snack. Like, again, right now my stomach is starting to growl, and yeah, it's gonna be getting all loud. But if you have any questions for me, feel free to please drop them below in the comments. I'm gonna read comments. I'm gonna be keeping up with everything. I'll also be posting my surgery on here. I don't know, I just feel like it can probably help somebody. I wish I knew a bunch of information, because then it probably could have helped me. So yeah, I mean, stay rocking with your girl. This shit is not easy. It's very hard. Yeah, I'm still teaching. Crazy enough, I know. My last class is next week. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna miss everybody, but you know, health comes first. And yeah, I'm just excited for the recovery. Recovery is supposed to be about 2 months for me, and that is just enough for me to start getting around. My surgery is going to be a little different. So I already went in for my appointment before surgery, and I was thinking that I was going to be getting the line cut down here, but my thyroid is actually too big to remove it that way. So they're gonna go directly in the center. He said that he also needs to tear into my neck muscles over here on the side, just because the thyroid nodule has gotten so big that it's literally wrapping up my neck like that. And I'm just very scared of just hearing things like that. My recommendation for anybody who think that they may have a thyroid problem, or if you just find this video and you're curious to just check on your health, ask for your blood work to see your thyroid hormones levels, which is T3 and T4. Have those checked often. Have them look for hormonal imbalances. Have them look for all kind of things, like, because I feel like have them even do a candida testing. Like, you can't even get a candida testing on your blood work. Like, you have to ask for that. You have to request that in your lab. It's not something that's done. Typically, they just check for STDs and like HIV and stuff like that. But I would say literally, just ask the doctor about those things. Another thing I forgot to add about my hyperthyroidism story is that when I was a kid, I would also get these leg ache pains. And they were just, my nana would take me to the hospital, and this was around, I think I had these pains like 8, 7. I was really young. And she took me to the doctor up until the age, like maybe I would say like 12. And they will always say that the pains that I'm having in my legs are growing pains. I noticed when I got older, I was still having those same leg pains. Recently, after I got diagnosed with hyperthyroidism, I noticed once I got on medication, my body was no longer achy. And long story short, get your kids checked out. I feel like they should have some type of thyroid testing for children. I feel like it should be required. Just because everybody that I have known that has either hypo or hyperthyroidism, they all, or majority of them, were diagnosed as children. And I feel like this could have saved me a lot of time and also health issues if I was diagnosed at a much earlier time. I feel like I wouldn't be in the state that I'm in, but also I'm very blessed to have a really good team of doctors around me that know what's going on with me and are doing an amazing job, because I feel like there's not too many thyroid. But thank you so much for tuning in and listening to my story. I really hope that this can help someone, and I will be back on here soon, just to talk about my healing process, and then I will bring y'all in for surgery. I don't think I could record my surgery, which is crazy. But just after and all that stuff, I want y'all to dive in with me. This is new for me, so just bear with me. And thank you again. See y'all. Your girl is Ann. Long story short, I feel like thyroid testing should be done on children. I feel like it should be something that's mandatory and required on a blood test. Just in kids in general, because I feel like when people think like, oh, you just look healthy or you don't have STDs, that's just enough. And I feel like it's not. I feel like a lot of these things could have been prevented if a lot of people were tested as children. A lot of people that I know that have hyper and hypothyroidism, they found out about it as children. I also have a friend, her mother is a doctor, and her mother noticed the signs of a thyroid problem when she was 10. And I feel like that's very important because a lot of people think their kids are lazy and they're not. So if you have hypothyroidism as a child, it could look like gaining weight, being overweight, being super fatigued, coming off as lazy, but it's actually your thyroid function messing with your mood. Same way with hyper. It's very overwhelming. You get really hot, really agitated. Your weight fluctuates up and down, up and down. It's literally like being on a roller coaster for a long ride. Like, it's so much up and down and it doesn't feel good. So I would say, I feel like being tested for thyroid stuff as a child should be mandatory. So thank y'all.